Part 1. The Town by the Tracks. The town was small, almost forgotten, pressed between forest and railway tracks. Trains passed through it every day, but rarely stopped. He arrived there by accident. A delayed route, a missed connection, one wrong decision that forced him to stay for the night. She worked at a small cafe near the station, not because it was her dream, but because dreams sometimes needed time. She liked watching trains arrive, people stepping out with purpose, people leaving with relief, people who didn't belong. He noticed her because she didn't ask the usual questions. No, where are you from? No, how long are you staying? She just brought his coffee and said the weather would clear by evening. He stayed longer than planned. They began talking in the afternoons when the cafe was empty. About the town, about places they'd seen, about places they wanted to see but never reached. She had grown up there, waiting for something to change. He had been everywhere, never staying long enough to feel rooted. At sunset, they walked along the tracks, not touching, just close enough to feel presence. When the evening train passed, the wind lifted her hair, and for a moment he thought about how strange it was to feel at home in a place he never meant to stop. Part 2. Between leaving and staying, days passed. One turned into three, three into a week. His ticket lay untouched in his bag. He told himself he'd leave tomorrow. She never asked when. They shared quiet moments, morning walks, late conversations, a kind of closeness that didn't rush, didn't demand explanations, but something unspoken lingered between them. The knowledge that this was temporary. One evening, she finally said it. She asked where he would go next. He answered honestly. Another city, another job, another beginning. He always moved forward. It was the only way he knew how to live. She listened carefully, then told him she had been saving money. Planning to leave too. Not tomorrow, not next week, but soon. She wanted more than the town could offer. That night the silence felt heavier. They sat by the tracks again, closer than before, shoulders almost touching. The sound of a distant train echoed like a countdown. He realized then that staying would change him, leaving would change her, and no choice came without loss. For the first time in years, he felt afraid, not of leaving, but of regretting it. Part 3. When trains finally stop. The morning he was supposed to leave, the station was unusually quiet. No trains, a technical delay. Hours passed. Then an announcement. Service suspended until evening. He laughed at the irony. She came to the station after her shift. They stood there together, watching empty tracks. The world seemed to pause, as if waiting for a decision neither of them wanted to make out loud. She said she didn't believe in fate, but she believed in moments, and this one felt heavy with meaning. He looked at the town behind them, small, imperfect, real. He didn't tear the ticket. He didn't make promises. He just stayed. Months later, trains still passed through. Sometimes they watched them together, sometimes apart. She eventually left, but not alone. And he learned that roots weren't chains, but choices. Some love stories don't begin with sparks or end with certainty. Some exist quietly, between arrivals and departures. And sometimes the most important journey is the one you almost didn't take.